So, welcome everyone. So today we will start our CSS class like last week. So today we'll go through one important CSS property called position. Okay. So this position is very important. Okay. So this helps us to set the position of the elements where we want to place it. Till now we have seen dflex, means display flex, align item center, those things. Using those, what we can do is we can correctly align the elements. But what if we want something else, like we want to change the position of an element, like suppose what happens is in HTML, whatever elements we put, it stays in a flow. Okay. If I put the h1 here, if I write the h1 and after that if I write the p, then p comes after h1, isn't it? So this is the normal flow of the document. But what if I want the position of the element to come out of the document? Suppose I want to put it at the top right corner, or something like some things are there, like if you see the navbar, this navbar, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, SQL, Python, this navbar, if you see, if I scroll also, then also it's not scrolling, it stays at the top, isn't it? How to do this kind of things? And if you see this element, this div element, something is written, right? If you see, even if we scroll, it is not moving. So how to do this kind of things? So these are possible only with the help of the CSS position property. Okay. So let's see one by one what are the position values we can use. So first, what do you think? The position property specifies the type of positioning method used for an element. Okay. So now the position has 5 different position values. First one is static, second one is relative, fixed, absolute, and sticky. So let's see them one by one. Okay. So first one is position static. So HTML elements are position static by default. So when we don't apply any position styling, what happens? The element is position static by default. Okay, when we don't write anything, like if I have an element h1p div, like that, all those elements will be by default, what property will be applied? Position static. Okay, so if we apply position static, so it remains in the flow of the HTML page. Okay, we can't change its position if we put static, position static. So if you can see here, this is a div which is in the normal flow of the HTML document. So it is applied position static, but even if we don't apply it, it is still position static. Okay, so by default, what happens? All the elements are position static. Now the next thing is position relative. Okay, so what happens when we apply position relative? When we apply position relative, and we have to specify some positions like top, left, bottom, right, something like that. So what will happen? A div is there. If I apply position relative, and then if I apply left 30 px, it will move from the left 30 px, it will come to the right. Okay, so let's see how it works. You can see here, if I, this is the div which has position relative. So if I remove the position and left, now it has become position what? Position static. Because if we don't apply anything, it will be position static. So this is the normal position of this div element. Okay, see on the screen. So if I apply the position relative, and then I have to specify one left 30px. See, if I don't apply the left 30px, nothing will happen. Sorry, if I remove the left 30px and if I write only position relative, nothing will happen. It will stay in the same HTML flow. But if I apply the left 30px along with position relative, it will change its position. So what happens here? It is moved 30px from its left relative to its present position. Okay, present position is suppose 0 0. It has come 30px from that position. Okay, these are like x-axis, y-axis, what we saw in math. Okay, so like that, in that same one we can change more, like top 40px. You can see from the top it came down 40px. Okay, now when I don't apply top 40px, that means top 0px. Okay, top 0px is the same as nothing. Okay, so what if I apply negative values? Top minus 10px, what will happen? If I apply top 40px, it comes down 40px. What will happen if I apply top minus 10px? It will move up from its relative position. This is its relative position. When I run it, it went 10px to the top. Okay, like that we have top, bottom, left, right with positive and negative values. Okay, suppose if I want one card is there, if I hover over it, it should move up or move down or move left, right. So those things can be done using this thing. Okay, then what we have position fixed. Now position fixed, what it will do, it will fix the position of the div or element. Whatever, we have to specify some position like right, left, top, bottom, and then what will happen, it will stick there, it won't move from that position. So this div element that you see here, it is fixed. Even if you scroll, do anything, it will be there, it won't move. So let's see. So they are applying position fix to this element. This is one h2 tag. So they have given bottom 0, right 0. So if I apply here right 60px, okay, sorry, this element. So this element is fixed, it is not coming here. When I apply bottom 0, see what was applied actually, bottom 0, right 0. That means it will from the bottom 0px. That means from the bottom, if I apply 0px, what will happen? That means I'm telling it not to move. From the bottom, don't move. That means what is happening? It is sticking to the bottom. And the same way also right 0. That means from the right, don't move. That means stay at the right. So what is the position? Bottom right position. If I want top right, I will apply top 0, right 0. See, it went to the top and to the right. Okay, now it won't move from here even if we scroll or do anything. Okay, so like that we can apply top right, top left, like that. Okay, so this is position fixed. Now the most important one, it is position absolute. Okay, so what happens in this position absolute? In this position absolute, first thing is, where do we use it? Where can we use it? We can only use position absolute to an element if its parent element is also applied some position property. except static. So I have a parent element, inside that I have a child element. To the parent element, if I don't apply any styles, what will be there? There will be position static, isn't it? So now I can't apply position absolute to the child. Okay, the parent should have something, some property other than static. It may be relative, it may be fixed, anything. Okay, so parent should have, must have some position, then only the child can be applied position relative absolute. And what will happen? Like we saw in position fixed, what happens, it goes to the, when I apply bottom 0 right 0, it goes to the extreme bottom right position, isn't it? But in absolute, what will happen, it will stay inside the parent element. That is, to the parent element I will apply some property like relative. So let's see one example what is happening here. So if you see, this element is the parent, this big green box, and the small one is the child. Okay, now what will happen, to the parent they are applying relative. Okay, and to the child they have applied some positions, top, right, like that. Now what is happening, this child element, it won't come out of the parent element. If I write here top 0 and right 0, it will go to the top right position, but it won't come out of its parent. Okay, this is called position relative, absolute, sorry. So we saw in the position relative, what was happening, it will it doesn't care about its parent, it depends on the whole screen, whole viewport. Okay, it will, if I apply top 0 but right 0, it will go to the extreme top right, but here it will only go to the top right of its parent. Okay, so this is about positions. And then when we have one more thing, that is position sticky. So where do we use such kind of things? So as I said, this navbar, in this navbar position sticky is applied. It sticks to some position, will give some position, on scroll it will stick to that position. Okay, it won't go beyond that. So let's see how this is working. If you see here, can you observe this? The I am sticky part, it is scrolling and moving to the top, and then it is not moving further. So this is called position sticky. Let's see this. Okay, so we have position sticky and top 0. So here what is happening, from the top 0 position it won't go beyond that. Okay, it may come down, but it won't go beyond that. Okay, like that we can apply different styles. Suppose we have a now this is at the top, isn't it? Suppose we have it at the bottom, we can apply bottom 0, and if we scroll up also, it won't move up or move down, it will stay there. Okay, so this is all about positions. So we'll get more clarity when we do some tasks. Okay, we'll see that. Now what we have, okay, we have one more thing called, now what happens, suppose we want some element to, sometimes you can see some elements, they, if I touch it or hover over it or click on it, it pops up, isn't it? Pop-ups and all, they come out of the screen, isn't it? So that thing can be achieved by using one property called Z index. Okay, what is this Z index? Let's see. But Z index can only work with position absolute. And when we apply position absolute, when its parent has some position applied. If the parent doesn't have any position applied, we can't use the position absolute on the child as well as the Z index. Okay, so let's see how it is working. So here you can see. So what is Z index? First thing, the normal view what we get, that has an index of 0. Okay, Z index is what? We have x axis, we have y axis, and we also have z axis, isn't it? So this z index is used to alter the z index axis values. Okay, so when it is on the screen, it is the z position is 0 0, right? When it will come out, it will have some positive value. If it goes inside, it will have some negative value, just like the z axis. Okay, so here what they are doing, they have a image, they have a h1 tag, they have a image, and then a p tag. Now this image, to this image they have applied position absolute, and then they gave left 0, top 0, and then they applied z index -1. So z index -1 means it is going behind the view. Okay, that is z axis value is in negative, so it will go inside, right? So that's why the image is displaying as a background, because it is going behind it. Now what will happen if I apply z index 1? That means come out of the normal position. So this will hide the text because it came out. Okay, so suppose I have z index 1. Now I want another image to appear above this image, then apply z index 2, 3, 4, like that. We want 6 layers, z index 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that. 6 images we can apply there. Okay, so this is all about z index. Okay, so that's about positions. Then okay. We already saw pseudo classes, I think. These things we already know: link, visited, hover, isn't it? We have already seen all these, right? These are called pseudo classes, and pseudo classes are used with a colon in between. Okay, but we have another. What are these? These are actually selectors, isn't it? This is known as selector, and this is the styling that we are applying. So we have another type of selector that is known as the pseudo elements. Okay, in pseudo elements, instead of one column we use 2 columns. Okay, but what are pseudo elements? Let's see how can we use them. So here what is happening, p colon colon first line, that means in the p tag only to the first line the styles will be applied. Okay, you can see here only to the first line they applied color red. Okay, so like that we have first letter. If you see in textbooks, what happens when the chapter starts, the first letter is big, isn't it? And then they will start the normal flow. So this can be done using p colon colon first letter. This thing. Okay. Okay, this is same, and they can be combined with CSS classes also. What is happening here? We will have 2 p tags. One is having class intro, another one is having no class. So when I write like this, the p tag with intro class, in that p tag the first letter will be red. This is They have combined the CSS classes and the pseudo element. Okay. Then okay, multiple, these are okay. Okay. What happens if we apply multiple pseudo elements? What they are writing, they are writing first letter and then first line. So these are nothing, just they will work. That's what they are saying. It's not like they won't work. Before and after. So there is another property called before and after. So this, if we use before and after, what happens? See, I have a h1 tag. In that h1, I have applied colon colon before, and then I'll give something. If I put blank, nothing is there. What it is doing, before the h1 element, if we want to show something, it will apply that style. So if I write star here, what will happen? A star will appear before the elements. So if I write h1 colon colon after content hash, what will happen now? After the h1, a hash will be displayed. Okay. So this is how actually UL li elements are working in the backside. When you are creating li, what happens? A dot comes, isn't it? So that is actually nothing but before. Okay. We can't see it, but in the backside, that's what is happening. They are applying the before. So we saw before, after. Okay. Okay. Then we'll have some task after one or two topics, and then these things will be clear. Okay, when you use it. Then we have the opacity. There is a property called opacity. So what happens when we display something? Its opacity is by default 1. Okay, that means it is appearing clearly. No blur. Without blur. Clear. If it is clear, then the opacity is 1. But if we reduce it, if we put opacity 0, it will not be displayed. So it is like display block and display none. Display block is opacity 1 and display none is opacity 0. Okay. So, but in display none and block, we can't tell them how much I want to see. It will either display it or it will directly hide it, isn't it? But with the opacity property, we can set values. Like if I put 0, it will not be displayed, right? If I put 0.2, a little bit is displayed with some blur. 0.5, some more. When I put 1, it is displayed fully. Okay, so this is opacity property. So we have these kind of things, right? In some backgrounds, we may have it, isn't it? Background images, they won't show fully clearly, isn't it? They will blur it. So how to? RGBA, sorry, that is for color. Yes, 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 yes. A is the same for opacity. So this way, different kinds of effect can be brought. Now, what is happening when I hover over it? They are changing the opacity. So you know this hover pseudo class. So when I by default the opacity is 0.5. It is not visible clearly, but when I hover over it, opacity is 1. Okay. So this is one nice thing. Okay. See this here. Can you see opacity is applied here? Yeah. Okay. Okay, we'll come to this after some time. So I'll stop the recording here for now. I'll give you a task, okay, and then we will continue with other side. Okay. So this is today's task. So what you'll do, you will design this page. Forget about this part. This is just the address bar. No need of this and no need of the bottom part also. So what you do, we have a heading here. Then we have a nav bar. Okay. Then we have a box here. Inside that box we have news written here, and then 4 lines are there, and then we'll have a paragraph. And what is happening here? Here we have a icon here. Okay, instead of this icon you can write anything, that home, services, careers, contact is there. Here since we don't have the image with us now, what you can do is you can just, instead we have contact, you can write about and put it here, or you can write help and put it here. Okay, if you can do it image, that is well and good, but if you are unable, then just put some text, but it should be on the extreme right. And see, we have some gap here, isn't it? Same gap is here also, so these things should be maintained. Okay, and then we are having gap here. This gap is same as this gap. Can you see? This margin is same, so this margin should be maintained. It should not be like news is coming here, welcome is coming here. No. Okay. Okay, so start it. And whoever are online, if there is any doubt, you guys can ask me. Okay, so one more thing I want to show. So there's a property called max width property. Okay, what does max width property does is, suppose we have block level elements. What will block level elements do? They will occupy the whole width of the viewport, isn't it? So suppose if I want the block level element to occupy only 80% of the width or only 50% of the width, isn't it? So what